Hey everybody, doing another update on the alley diorama. This one is close to being done, but it's not there yet. It's close enough where I can actually use it for pictures and do what I want. But there's still a lot to go on to it. But it don't seem like there ever is an end to any diorama, at least the ones I've worked on. Really happy with the way it turned out. It has a nice realism look to it. My lights work, and right now I just got it up to a power supply. It's 3.3 volt LEDs, and the results do look quite nice in my opinion. The driveway and all that, it did add some mud puddles and kind of like a rut, so that way it looks more real. Got some grass growing in it. Guy hasn't sprayed no Roundup since it's just an alley. Yeah, I did add a Dr. Pepper sign. I builded it up so that way it looks like a billboard, and it goes with the signs that are on the fence. Kind of add into that era. I do have doors for the shed. I have them with, they're kind of just open lats. And they'll go like that. I haven't put them on yet because I have not decided if I am going to hinge them or am I going to glue them in place. You know, have them so they're open like so. Make just a fake hinge and have it just kind of open. The problem with not having them hinged and just gluing them in place is you lose a lot of modifying. So you could set up the set in multiple ways if you have the doors opening and closing. So I'm going to just be patient and look through my options of what I can do, and then once I find out more, then I'll actually decide on that. I did make a street light. It's all out of styrene. The wires actually hide up inside and route through. That was a fun little project trying to get them wires through there. It was well worth it though, being able to hide it. And I think eventually I am going to make a fake wire going from the light pole to the shed and make it look like it's getting its power from there, and then making a wire that goes out into space, have it just cut off. So I'm gonna have to mess with some wires and see what that. This here I was going to make my own housing, but I found this when I was making these bushes down below. That is actually the base for those, if you want to have it have a base. So if you want to be able to move them around. But for the ones I did on here, I just drilled the hole and glued them in. So I had those left over, and it worked out pretty much perfectly. There is another one inside of the shed. And then off to the side I do have the conduit, which is just a styrene tube. I didn't even paint it. Wanted that raw plastic look. So I just have that, make it look like conduit, and had that bent and had the LED hanging off of there. So a closer look at the gravel road. I do have the mud puddles here. That's just realistic water. I have a very short, I think it's 1 millimeter or 3 millimeter static grass. There is some taller static grass. So they kind of look like weeds. And then I did a couple clumps of this material that look like other kinds of weed material, so that way it ain't just all grass. And then if I move down, you can see how I actually built the rut up. Oh, this is higher. So that way. On the sides, I used the 2 different lengths static grass. As you can see, it does add a lot to the cars, giving them some realistic look. I'll probably eventually, once I'm done with this, actually take it outside, so that way you have the clouds and the light of the sun to add a lot to it. If I take this car off, I'll show how I wired it. So I kind of just made a trench with extra foam board and hot glued the wires in, soldered them up, and then these 2 leads will go to my battery or my power supply. And then once I build the frame and all that, and then here's the actual fence post coming through. This is the bottom of the light pole. So there's that view of it. But if you did notice, I ended up cutting the foam board off on the other half. I think I'm just going to keep it as a 1/2, save on some space. And if I want this other fence side, I can just set that up the way I want it. So probably end up use this and the garage one and all my other ones. I'll probably end up moving them all around, so that way I can use them all together and make scenes that way. So I'll probably end up doing it that way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the build. I'm not done with it yet, but I got quite a bit done. Probably end up start working on another build here shortly. The 48-hour group build is actually coming up soon. I can't remember what weekend it is. I think it's 2 from now. I plan on building the build on that one. So hope you guys have a great week. Hope you enjoy it. Have a good one. Bye.